Church, miracles are not decorations in the Bible. Side notes, they are not spiritual special effects. Miracles are at the very foundation of our faith. The Bible does not begin with an argument. It begins with a miracle. In the beginning, God created. Before there was matter, before there was time, before there was space, there was God. Creation itself is the first and greatest miracle. A universe that never existed suddenly has a beginning. That alone should humble every human mind. And yet when we speak of miracles, we often stop at the label. We say, it's a miracle, and move on. But what is a miracle? Is it God interrupting nature? Is it God breaking his own rules? Or could it be something deeper? When we opened Gospel of Matthew chapter 10, we saw that Jesus sent out his 12 disciples with authority, not just to preach, but to heal, to cleanse, to cast out demons. Miracles were part of their tool bag. That means miracles are not random. They are purposeful. They serve the kingdom. Now, here's where we must think carefully. For centuries, people have said miracles are supernatural, meaning they break the laws of nature. But that assumption depends on something very bold, that we fully understand the laws of nature. Do we? Modern science once spoke with absolute certainty. During the Enlightenment, miracles were dismissed as primitive superstition. The message was clear. We have the answers. We understand the universe. But the deeper science looks, especially into the strange world of quantum physics, the stranger reality becomes. Particles interacting across vast distances, energy behaving in ways that defy classical expectations. The deeper we go, the less certain we become. And that should not threaten believers. It should encourage us. Because perhaps a miracle is not God breaking nature. Perhaps a miracle is God commanding creation to operate at levels we do not yet comprehend. Perhaps what we call supernatural is simply natural at a depth only the Creator understands. At what science calls the Big Bang, God did not create a fragile system that needs constant repair. He created a universe filled with layers upon layers of complexity. The one who spoke it into existence knows every level of it. He does not struggle with it. He does not override it in panic. He rules it with authority. The Apostle Paul said in 1 Corinthians 3:19, "For the wisdom of this world is nonsense as far as God is concerned." That is not an attack on learning. It is a warning against arrogance. Human wisdom rises and falls. What was settled science 10 years ago is questioned today. What was mocked 50 years ago is reconsidered now. But the Word of God stands. So when the world asks, who are you going to believe, the experts or the Bible? Our answer is not anti-intellectual. It is humble. We recognize the limits of human knowledge. We recognize that even the brightest minds cannot explain the deepest mysteries of existence. And we recognize that miracles happened. Not many are recorded, but enough to show us who God is, enough to show us his compassion, enough to show us his authority. And miracles still happen. They happen when hearts are transformed. They happen when provision arrives at the exact right moment. They happen when healing defies prognosis. They happen when restoration replaces despair. We must not allow a culture that worships intellect to intimidate us into unbelief. Faith is not the absence of thought. It is trust in the one who knows infinitely more than we ever will. When Jesus gave authority to the 12 in Matthew 10, he was not handing them magic tricks. He was extending his authority over creation. The same creation he spoke into existence, the same creation that still obeys his voice. Church, expect God to move, not because we understand how he does it, but because we know who he is. The God who created the universe is not limited by it. The God who designed nature is not confused by it. The God who sent his Son still works in power today. Miracles are not relics of the past. They are reminders that the Creator is still present, still sovereign, and still at work among his people. So let us walk in faith, let us walk in humility, and let us never forget, the greatest miracle of all is that the God of the universe invites us to trust him.